Hello, my crafty friends. I know that, let me get that kind of over here out of the way a little bit. Um, I started a little bit early because I'm always afraid if I don't, then something will happen and I won't be able to get in. It's like baseball players wearing the same socks or something. Something works and you stick with it. Um, I'm going to talk about a couple of things before we start the lap book because I don't want to start the lap book until actually 7:30, which will give more people to be here. I decided I can't remember if I said 7:15 or 7:30. Anyway, I told people I would not start right at 7 because I know for what 7 my time is some people's dinner time. So, hi Mina. It's good to see you. I'm glad you're here. Hi Mindy. I'm so happy you came. The first thing I'm going to talk a little bit about is a project I'm fixing to start. I'm a few days behind, but I didn't know about it until yesterday. So um, it's the Lori Richardson. Let me. Oh, I thought I had her video up so I could find it. Let me look real quick. Sorry. I wanted to be able to tell you who's doing this thing that I'm fixing to start. So I've got to find her. I want to say it right, and I also want to put her put the first video she did about it in oh goodness, I can't even think of the word. Hi Holly, it's good to see you in this box here. I'm going to paste it right there, and I will paste it in the description box below. But her name is Laurie Richardson Haley, and she's doing a book that she's calling right now the Book of Hearts. And it's just a fun little project for, hi Janet, for February. If you're not really into making Valentine's journals, but you like hearts and you like to play with them, then this is a good little journal to do. She's doing hers in a ring binder, but and she's doing each page separately and then binding them last. But I'll lose something if I try to do that. So I'm just going to make a quick little journal to play along in. I probably should have put, let me get some other stuff out of the way here. I'm going to talk about those things in a minute. But right now, I'm just going to make this little journal to play along with her. And then I'll start trying to make some videos on it. How far we get will depend on if I do anything inside it today or not. And I'm using this, well, these things I got out of my stash, but I'm using this little signature that that Mindy sent me in some Happy Mail. That's going to be the center of my book. And then I'm going to put together a few things to add to it to make enough pages. Hi, Barbara. Hi, Linda. Hi, Janet. I don't know if I said hi or not. I'm glad you all are all here. So I'm going to start with, we'll stick that around this. And then I have to glue these together so I can make them a signature. This is going to be a real fast little thing here. Just putting this together. Hi, Patricia. Hi, Terry. Okay, let's, yeah, put a little glue here. Just so I can glue that down once I get it in there. And I'll probably get it stuck and have all kinds of issues trying to get it in there. Oh, what do you know? Complain and it gets better. Okay, now I'm not going to make pockets. I'm just going to use this as a page, and I'll worry about decorating it later. I'm just trying to put together some more pages to add so I can have this little book. Anyway, I stuck that link in the comment chat section if y'all want to go check that out. And that's to the place where she introduced us what she's doing. And she's already done 3 days worth. And so obviously I'm behind, but see, quick little journal. Hello, Jazz. Or Jude. Do you go by Jazz or Jude? I think it's Jude. Oh, sorry. Hi, Deborah. Oh, goodness. Okay, I need to get something and sew this together real quick. Right here. Oh, see, she's already poked some holes. So I'll just use those holes and sew it together with those holes. That works out nicely, doesn't it? Let me get some little clamps. I'm not like those people who can put together a book and not clamp it and then manage to sew it without messing it up. That's not big enough. Okay. We are supposed to get some really cold weather tonight. It came a little early. It was supposed to get up to 67 today, but whatever the high was today, it was right after midnight. It's like 30 something right now. And tomorrow the high is supposed to be like 28 and a little bit of snow. So they were thinking earlier it was going to come in this evening, but it's not going to. So I get to continue to. I get to play. I was afraid I was going to have to cancel, but I'm not, because our weather never turns out like you think it's going to. Let me find some thread. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm going to use this red silk, since this is a book about hearts, just for fun. And I'm going to use a couple of layers of it, so it's thicker. Hi, Cheryl. It's good to see you. I'm glad you're here. Oh, y'all are going to have to excuse me. I'm so sorry. I am really coughing tonight. I don't know. I may not have made that long enough. Well, we're going to just hope that it's long enough. Hi, Joan. It's good to see you. Okay, I'm just going to... Good grief. I'm so sorry. I didn't make it quite centered. This is the quick and dirty method. You just put it in as you go. Put your holes in as you go. Mindy gave me something to start with, so that helps, but okay. Let me pull these tight. That looks good on the back. If I've missed you, I'm glad you're here. I'm sorry that I've missed you. I'm looking down and looking back up and haven't seen anybody new, but the chat moves sometimes and I miss them. Okay. Hi, Joan. Here's our little journal that we're going to do the Book of Hearts in. And some of you come in since I started talking about this. At the very beginning of the chat, I put, well, let me see if I can put it in again real quick. I put in, there we go. Her name's Laurie Richardson Haley, and she's doing a book in February. She's calling the Book of Hearts. And the thing is, you just do art, and you make sure you've got a heart on each page. That's it. No rules other than that. You can do it in any kind of book. She's doing chipboard, and she's adding tags as pages and all kinds of different things. So, if y'all are interested and you want to do, you don't mind doing some pages with hearts, but you're not really wanting to make it all Valentine-y, that would be, this might be what you want to do. I think this is going to turn out great. Whoops, we need to put some more glue here. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm not sure. I think it'll be fun, Terry. Okay. So I'm gonna probably try to do, I told her when I was commenting on her video that I might not manage to get all 29 pages done, but I'm going to do as many as I can and try to do one a day, at least starting from here. If I can catch up, then I might do that. But anyway, that's that. And it is 7:11. So I'm going to just trying to see if there was something I could do really quick. Oh, that's cute. I didn't notice that. She had it kind of taped down a little bit, so I didn't realize I could take it out. Oh, I can't think at the moment. So I'm going to save this and start working on it tomorrow. The other thing I wanted to talk about before we start the Lapbook is I wanted to show y'all the Flower Fairy books that I have. This is the one that's similar to Tanya's. They have, like every year, they put a new cover on it or something, but it's basically the same book. And the fairies are maybe not in the same order and that kind of thing. I don't think so, Mindy. She didn't say anything about that. She just said she was doing it, and if somebody wanted to play along, they could. And so I'm just playing along. You can post it in my group if you want to. I don't think she's a member of my group, but I just wanted to play along with her. So, but you're welcome to post them in my group since I'm going to be doing it too. Anyway, this is my copy of the book that Tanya showed you yesterday. And then I found this in my stash. I had totally forgotten that I had this. I bought it at Dollar Tree probably a year and a half ago. And I put one of them in my 500 subscriber giveaway. And I can't remember if I put one in my 1,000 subscriber giveaway or not. But they're the Flower Fairies coloring book. And it is, say, I know I read on here. Yeah, it's it's got her illustrations, and they've turned them into coloring books. So that'll be fun to use. I'm not I don't know if I will just fussy cut out the little fairies and use them, or if I'm not sure how I'm going to use it. But I like that there's not something on the back, so I don't have to worry about messing up one thing to use another thing. Hi, Deborah. It's good to see you. Anyway, I had that, and I ordered this a little bit ago. I don't remember exactly when, 1st of January. But just because it said how to find flower fairies, and that just looked interesting to me. And it's one of those interactive books. I haven't even looked at it, to be honest. I got it and I stuck it aside. Hi, Barb. But I was thinking it would be fun to use to decorate. Look at all those leaves and things. Besides the little fairies, you've got all these things to work with in your journal. And I'm going to share some of these pages with Tanya if she wants some of them. That one's messed up. It's a used book. I think with including shipping, I paid $5 for it. But so it's probably not in the best shape ever. But isn't that cool? Oh, yeah, these are a little scary, but it'll be fun to use in my book. And you can see, more fairies in that page. There's lots of pop-out stuff in this. Yeah, go look, Holly. I'm pretty sure it was in one of the 2 giveaways, I know, because I bought 4 of them. And I planned to give them one away in each of the giveaways. And then I gave one to Hannah and I kept one. So I think that, I don't know if you can see that in the camera. Anyway, this is a fun book. I think it'll be really neat to use to add in and decorate pages with. It'll be different from anything I've ever done before. So hi, Lucia, Barbara. I'm glad y'all are here. So I wanted to show that too, because I think that's a really cool book. And if you can get it for $5, I think it'll be, a lot of fun to try to find ways to use all that stuff, especially all those flowers. What did I say? Oh, yeah, there is. There's a little bee right there. He kind of moves. He looks like he's alive. Woo! And here it is, How to Find Flower Fairies. And the author, let's see. I was trying to see if it tells me who the author is. Frederick Warren and Company. And they're the ones that hold the trademark for reproductions of Cicely Barker's illustrations. So I think it's neat they've got these old photographs in here. Yes, I am, Barbara. Hope that doesn't break your heart. I'm gonna use both of these books to make my pages, and I think we're gonna do it inside an altered book. That's kind of what we're planning. Well, yay, Holly! See, I'm glad I found it so you could find it. Anyway, I bought this and then I kind of quit coloring. So I haven't colored in it at all, but I think it'll be fun to use. So, hi, Tanya. I was just showing them the coloring book that I'm going to give you part of when you get here. And this book, let me go ahead and show you this book again, because this is a fun book. This is one we're going to use pieces of in our fairy books if you want to. You don't have to, but it's a pop-up book, and I think it'll be really fun to to add in. How we divide it up, that's going to be the hard thing to try and figure out. The leaves and flowers won't be that hard to share, but some of the other stuff might be. Like we've got this scene and then this scene. Could one of us take one and one take the other one? I don't know. But anyway, I think it'll be a fun. All right. Well, Barbara, I know they have this on Amazon, but it's not $1, unfortunately. But I was really shocked when I found it at Dollar Tree way back whenever I found it. But you can get it. You can still get it. It's just not $1. Okay. Well, I wanted to show that so y'all could have some more ideas of things you might look for. Oh, let me put these up. Oh. Okay. I just said I was going to start at 7:30 on the Lapbook, so I'm gonna wait a minute. What else was I going to talk about? I can't remember. There was something else. Hi, Mary. It's good to see you. Let me look at my notes. I'm just going to go ahead and talk about February the 11th at noon. That's a Tuesday at noon. We're going to finish the January book, which is, where is it? Which is this little square pop-up book. We're going to finish this one on my channel on January the 11th. And then we're going to finish our 12 bits journal. And let me get that one. We're going to finish this book on February 18th at noon. And it'll be on my channel too. And then we're going to do the new little book that's February's book on the 25th at noon on Tuesday on Tanya's channel. And that's the one she just put out a video about it. So y'all can go and, all right, where did I have that up there? Y'all can go and look for that video. That's okay, Tanya. Okay, I did all my Monday stuff. Yay. See if there's anything else. Okay, I think that's it. And then March the 3rd, we're going to start a new one, the March book, but we don't know for sure what it is. And that'll be on Tanya's channel as well. And then we'll do the second part of the March book whenever she gets here. We don't know when that's going to be, but when she gets here, we're going to do a live stream together and she can see my messy studio. Hi, Laura. It's good to see you. I'm sure that I've missed some people while I was doing all that because I wasn't really looking at chat very much. But I'm glad you're all here. Yes, the fairy book will start in May. In March and April, Tanya's going to be roaming the States. And so we're not sure what we're going to do in April. She may need to just do other things, but we'll see. We'll talk about that later. I'm glad to be back, Dorothy. I'm glad you're here. It's good to see you. Okay. Let's just go ahead and start because I'm going to talk some before I actually do anything. This is my book. This is what my cover looks like right now. And I did this in a couple of live streams. I put it together in one, and then I put the cover on it in the next one. And tonight, what we're going to do is we're going to put fabric, and you don't have to use fabric. You can use paper. I just want to use fabric. We're going to use fabric in all the different spine places. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different spines in this book where I'm going to put fabric. Hi, Malaya. It's good to see you. I lost my train of thought. Oh, we're going to do fabric in these places, and then I'm going to do some kind of paper to cover the book boards. And this one is not bad like it is, but this one's chewed up, and I wasn't thinking about that. So this book board is going to take a lot more time than the other ones to do. But I want to show you some ideas for what you can do inside it. Oh, my paper cracked right there on the spine. Well, we'll do something with that later. We're going to go ahead and get it put together, and then we'll worry about that. All right, Tanya. Tanya's going to be playing along, so she's going to be working and not chatting. So just letting you know. Hi, Susan. Glad you're here. Okay. What I'm wanting to do is have each spread like this is one spread. I want these papers to coordinate. Now, the truth is you probably will not even see most of this, what we do today, once it's finished, because we'll be putting stuff on top of it. But I want these to coordinate, and I want the piece of fabric to look like it goes with them. And then I want these two to kind of coordinate. So there's 4 pieces of paper with which just 2 spreads. And then same here. I want these to coordinate. That's 3. And here's another one. That's 4. So we've got 4 spreads basically of papers that we want to do with fabric in between them. And in order to get the basis of our lap book finished, and we can start putting stuff in it. Now I am not sure what papers I'm going to use yet. I'm going to just show you some examples, and then I'll decide what I want to use. Let me get rid of this before I knock it over and make a mess. Okay, you could use painty papers, and that's an option. And this is probably big enough. Let me see how big those pages are so I can see if that's true. I'm thinking it might be big enough that I could do it. Okay, ruler. All right. And I'm probably going to go, except for this one, I'm going to cover it first, the edges. But I'm probably just going to cover the edges. And I may do this one too, just so they'll be alike. I don't know. It may not be important for them to be alike. But anyway, the inside papers I'm going to make come basically like that. So our papers inside will need to be whatever size this is, which in my book it's 9.5, and then to about here, which is about 6.5. So 9.5 by 6.5, and I think that will probably work for all of them. Yeah, I'm just going to cut all my papers 9.5 by 6.5, and then let me check these because these might be a little bit wider. Yeah, these two are going to have to be wider. So when I'm doing this spread and this spread, I'm going to have to think about that, because this one is going to have to be about 7 by 9.5. So, all right, let's just write that down. Okay, 7 by 9.5. That way I can't forget, see? And then this one is 6.5 by 9.5. Same here. And let's just be certain. Let's just be certain. And go ahead and measure this one, but I'm pretty sure it's the same. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. 6.5 by 9.5. That's the size of mine are going to be. So both of those will be that way. Okay. So you have to think about that when you're choosing your papers, because they need to be at least that size. You can cut them down, but it's harder to add on to them. Um, so this is definitely wide enough. And let's see how, and it's definitely long enough. I could get 2 pages out of this, so I could use this one to do a spread. And I may, because I like that. I don't know. Here's another one. I was just getting some examples of things that you could use. And my plan is to decorate this book. You can decorate it in whatever theme you want, or you don't even have to have a theme, or each page could be a separate theme. But I'm planning to probably do mine in florals and botanicals and that kind of thing. And I'm going to try to coordinate each spread rather than coordinating the whole book. So I'm going to do a little bit of both things. I'm going to leave this one up here because I might decide to use it. Also, one thing you need to think about. All right, let me just show you. You want things you like, because some of it's going to show, but you don't know how much. So if you love, really like, it's a beautiful botanical page, you don't want to put that down here because we're going to cover it up with stuff. So put things that you like, so if they show, they're good, and things where the colors work. But don't worry about it being something lovely, because we're going to cover it up. Most likely it's going to get covered up. So there's an option. And then I've got some wallpapers that would be options. These are things that would look, I think they would look good in here. They're, kind of neutral, so they won't, but they're not something that, if it gets messed up, covered up, it'll be a terrible thing and upset me. So, am I making sense so far? Am I making sense so far? So I will definitely use at least one spread in wallpaper. And right now I'm thinking it will probably be this one. I'm thinking it'll probably be this one. So I'm going to set that one up there too. And it's going to be in the way. Sorry. I got out a lot of extra stuff because I wanted to be able to show you some options of things. Okay. Here's some more options. Let me move those. That's not going to be good. Okay. You could use music paper. And this one is plenty wide enough that that you wouldn't have these extra borders. So this would come all the way to the edge. And so even if just a little bit of the edge showed, it would be pretty. So you could do music paper. Or you could do book pages. If you use something like this, part of it's might show. But let's think that those pages in the middle that are 7.5, would probably be what I'd want to do here, because that would show the most in case some of it showed. So you could do that. Right now, I'm not planning to do either one of those things. Because I've got 4 spreads. So that's what I've got to remember. I've got 4 spreads. This is just an old vintage hanging file folder. Just a green file folder. Now, my book, where'd I put it? My book cover is green. So that would look, that would look nice with it. And I wouldn't have to worry about covering anything up. But it would be okay if it shows, Oh, I'm so sorry, Susan. That is sad. Probably people have gone through it and gotten what they wanted before you get there. Anyway, so there's an option. And then there's book pages. Now let's look at this, because this might not be big enough. Okay. If I take off the edge, cut that smooth, I think I can just barely get 6.5 out of this. So I could use a map page. This actually came out of one of those books that I made the cover out of. So you could take book pages out of that book and use them. You could use pages like this. So you could use those. You could use something like this, just something that, even if nothing showed except this, it's still a really lovely color to it, and it would just be a nice background. So you could use something like that. You could use book pages out of a really big book. Maybe you probably wouldn't want to use pictures because anything that would because you're going to cover up this, and then I wouldn't use that anyway. Now, something like this might be interesting to use if you could find something else to go with it. But you might want to use pages like this from the back. Those are a really pretty color. And so you could use that. Oh, got too many stuff here. Too many stuff. Okay, I'm going to show these in just a second. And then you could use really big map pages, because they will definitely, you could pick out your favorite parts. And mostly you're just looking for color here. So it would be pretty color. And I'm going to do one in maps, but I think I'm going to use these two maps. Although I could just use one of them probably. Because the colors on this are just really pretty. They're real pale greens and blues. They look very much like they could be a botanical something. Let's see how long this is. Okay, it's not quite long enough. I would have to come out to here for the length. So if I use it this way, there's plenty. And since I've got two different ones that are the same colors, I could do that. So I'm going to plan to use that. And then I really kind of like this. So I'm going to use, this is the index out of that same giant. It is a beautiful elephant, isn't it, Barb? Except somebody stuck a piece of tape over him. I don't know why. I'm going to use a couple of these pages, and I'm probably going to use two because I don't want to put them in sideways like that. So I'm going to do one spread with the map and one spread with these pages, one spread with wallpaper. And so I think I'm probably not going to use my I'm not going to use my painty paper simply because I wanted to do something else instead. So you could do something like this. This is one of those educational poster things about the artist. So you could do that. And let's see. It's wide enough. Let's see, is it tall enough? And it's tall enough. So I could just kind of cut this in half and use that for one spread. And I might do that. I also have these that are just prints out of a book that was falling apart, and they gave it to me. Actually, they didn't even make me pay for it at the thrift store because the pages were all coming out. But I just picked some where I thought maybe the edges might be interesting. The greenery on the edges. Even if I cover her up completely, this is still interesting. I won't use that, but you could, depending on what your journal's about. If your journal is about circuses, there you go. But I don't know what you're making your journal about, but you have to choose your papers based on that. But these were some, if you're doing a journal that these would be the colors that would work for you, then that would be something interesting to use. Because you could, if this part gets covered up by something, you've still got interesting color. And I like this one because of the shutters. I thought that would be fun, but I think it's probably too wide. Let's see. Well, it's not quite wide enough for the 7.5 pages, but it's too wide for the 6.5 pages. So most of this would go away. So I probably won't use it, but it was an idea if it worked for you. Now this one, you know, you could just have some pretty plain something there if you wanted to. And this one even came off of its street scene. But anyway, these are just some ideas. And there's another one. I think I'm going to use this one just because it happens to be the right size and I won't have to worry about it that way. And I'm going to put all these things away. Yes, you could cut the middle out if the middle's what you like, and you could use it somewhere else. That's true. That's a good idea. Okay. So I'm gonna use this for one, and then there's 2 and 3 and 4. So these all kind of look like they belong together. This one is not bad. It doesn't like clash or anything, but it's the least matchy, you know, that I've got. But that's what I'm going to use for my 4 spreads are these pages. Now, because I want to cover my spines in fabric, I need to find fabrics that will, now you could cover yours up if you want to. What I'm planning to do is make my fabrics, you know, come across and leave the spines open. Now, you won't see a whole lot on these little ones, but you'll see some fabric. On this one, you'll see a lot of fabric. Uh-oh. Ooh, sorry. And on this one, you'll see, you know, you'll see quite a bit of fabric. And so I want fabrics that's going to match. So now I have to decide what pages I'm going to put where. And, whew, hi, Joyce. It's good to see you. Probably several people came in while I wasn't paying attention. I'm sorry. I'm glad you're all here. Okay, now my brain is like on pause. Okay, the next thing I need to do is choose something to cover this with where it got chewed by whatever critter chewed it. And I'm thinking, see, these 2 books I didn't cover with the same paper as the cover because I knew they were going to be inside books. I was going to cover them with something else anyway. And this one, the edges are not a big deal because it looks nice. So this one's just going to have to be different. And so I want to do something. Maybe I just need to get some of that paper and put around it. Let me see. I've got some left, I think. Okay, well, I've got this left, which is not, it's not exactly what I used on the cover. It's missing a step. I think it's what's left over, though. So we're going to do that. I'm going to tear it in strips. Where's my ruler? And I'm just going to glue it around the edge real quick. And I'm going to make a generous amount. So I can cover up that worn edge. And I don't know if I'll need how much of this I'm going to need, but I'm going to make sure I have plenty. Oops. We're going to say that must be plenty. Okay. So y'all be thinking about papers while I'm covering this up real quick here. Let me fold this up and get it. And I'm going to just glue this down with the art glitter glue because I'm wanting to be kind of fast about it. So Okay, I'm trying to think. I haven't ever tried to do this before. I've always been covering the whole thing when I did that, not just the... Okay, let's just start. Where's my glue? Okay, let's make that more straight. I'm just going to do one side first. I'll probably make a real mess if I tried to go ahead and glue both sides. Plus, I want to be able to put some glue on that book board before I do the second side. Okay, so we're going to start right here. And I'm just going to glue that down. And then I'm going to go ahead over here and I'm going to put glue right on the spine. And then glue all over this. Okay, let's glue that down. And then this is going to have to kind of go like that. So let's put... I should have gone ahead and put glue in it, shouldn't I? Oh, y'all get to see me be very awkward. Okay. Now we're going to fold it down like that. And then let's stick some glue right under here. And the same thing over here. Uh-oh. Excuse me. Hi, Debbie. I'm glad you're here. I just realized that this page needed to be covered, and originally I didn't think it did, but I wasn't accounting for this chewed upon, this chewed upon part. Okay, so we're going to do this real good. I won't be looking, Joe. Okay, we'll tear that a little bit longer than I think it needs to be in. Okay. And because I wasn't paying attention, I need to start on this side. Oh, I need to scoot that up a little bit. So maybe I can cover up that boo-boo there. Okay. Whew. I have 2 layers of Mod Podge over the cover. I probably will go ahead and varnish it at some point. I just hadn't decided for sure about that because I kind of like the matte, and there may be matte varnish. I just haven't looked into it yet. But yeah, I do plan to. I've already done it some, but I do think it's a good idea. Yes. Okay. Now this is not. I didn't get as close to the edge as I should have. I think right there. One good thing about that art glitter glue is you can stick it up under there like that and add some glue. And I need to add a little bit right here. Come on. And cover back over that because that's where I tore it a little bit right there, and so I went ahead and went back over it again. Okay. Now then, this is so awkward. Trying to maneuver this big old book and do this. See, you just do it right the first time, and then you don't have to worry about that. I'm not as worried about this inside, stuff that I'm doing right now because it's not going to have the wear and tear that the cover will have. Okay, now then I'm going to fold that. And then down like that. And just do the cover, the edge right now. And then I'll need to add some more glue in here. Okay. Oh boy. What? Rubber duckies? Oh. Holly. Holly, Holly, Holly. I should have known you were doing something you shouldn't be. Okay. So we've got that. And now the next thing we need to do is find fabrics that go with the papers we've got. So let's start with this. I'm going to put this one in here. Like that. So I need to find a fabric that I like to go with this. You could also use fabric on your pages if you want to. On the book boards instead of that's possible. I got these bigger pieces because this middle spine is really wide. My little strips wouldn't work on it. But you could cover pages with this as well, and that would be fun. Anyway, but I'm going to use these and then this on the middle spine. So I tried to find stuff that I thought was kind of botanical, but I also want things that are going to match the colors we've got. And while that might look okay with this, I definitely don't want it with this page. So we're putting it aside. Trying to see what might look good with this page. Is there anything? Do I have anything that'll look good with this page? Oh, those are almost not wide enough for that. That presents a dilemma that I wasn't expecting to have. Okay, I'm going to have to cut my book pages and see what's going to work. I'm going to start by measuring this and seeing exactly how wide it is. Okay, it's like 13.5 inches. So I'm going to go ahead and cut these at 6 3/4 instead of 6 1/2. And hopefully that's going to work. Okay, let's see. And I'm out of frame. Sorry about that. Okay. See, that'll fit right there. And this one will fit right there. So let's see if we can stick something in between. Maybe this one. Well, let's see. Let's just put something down here for right now because they're all basically the same size, I think. So that will barely work. I could also just put this down and put this and let it be on top of it. I almost like that better. So tell me what you think. Oh, just a second. If I put this where it goes just barely on top, and it'll be barely on top of this, do you like the idea of that better, or do you like the idea of the book page on top? It's hard to tell the difference from where you're sitting. This side, the fabric's on top, and on this side, the paper's on top. Mina says fabric on top, and so I'm going to go with what Mina says because she's first. Okay, there's another option besides that fabric, and I don't know. This might be a better option. So Mina, since you're helping me with this page, what do you think? This fabric, there are a little bit of that color flowers in here, or just the solid green? Let's do it like this. The solid green or the one with the flowers? Mina says dark green. Okay, that's what we're going to do. I'll save that one for another one. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and glue these down. And then we'll glue the fabric. Well, that one just barely worked. Okay. Oh. Hi, Gloria. I'm glad I'm better too. I can tell that I'm going to be sore when I get finished doing this. So this stream might be over as soon as I get these pages and fabrics on because I might not feel like doing anything else, but I want to get this much done. And I know that when I stop and rest it, it'll be okay, which is better than I can say for the past few weeks. So. Okay. I'm going to stand up, so hopefully I can. All right. Oh, have a good evening, Terry. Thank you for coming. I'm glad I'm back too. Okay. There's that one. Need to get this fabric so I don't forget which one I'm supposed to use. Okay. Probably need to refill this real quick after I do this page because I'm having to shake it down every time I use it. And as many times as I'm going to use it tonight, it'll get tiring. Now, if I wanted my book to look really uniform, I would have gone ahead and covered the edges of this book board too. But I think it'll be interesting to have that like that. So I'm not going to worry about it. It just adds a little extra. Let's see if people even notice. Okay. There we go. And now we're going to do, oh dear, that's the one bad thing right there. Let's see if I can take that off. Somewhere. Here we go. That's glued down really good. It does not want to come off. There we go. Okay. All right, now I'm going to make my fabric. I'm going to make my fabric go all the way up and maybe even hang out a little bit. Oh dear. See, it's never ending. Now I just saw this down here too. Whoops. Oh, I don't know what I did, but I knocked something off somewhere. Okay. Okay. Now then, I'm going to trim this because I want it to have a torn edge on top. Since it's going to stick out of the book a little bit. Not a lot, just a little bit. Okay. Hi, Melissa. It's good to see you. I'm glad you're here. Let me go back and look a second, see if there's anybody else that I missed. Okay, I don't think so. All right. Now then, I'm going to I think I'm going to put my, oh no, I was going to fill this up. Let's do that. Let's do that. I like the size of this bottle because it doesn't hurt my hands to squeeze it. But, okay, let's stand that up somewhere so it won't. But it runs out of glue really quick that way, at that size. See, this is a 2-ounce bottle. This is an 8-ounce bottle. So I have to refill it relatively often. I'm almost out. I'm going to have to order a refill. Hopefully they'll ship it. I've heard somebody say they won't ship it if it's below freezing. So if that's true, I may not can get it for a while. Okay. Now I'm going to put some right here on the edge. I think I'm just going to do the top half because this dries kind of quick and I don't want to I don't want it to dry before I get there. I'm going to go down in the ditch and put a bead of glue in the ditch. And then I'm going to just kind of go like that. Okay. And we're going to, ooh, I almost did it backwards. That almost looks better. Okay. Okay, you can see how barely this reaches the edge. Let me find my bone folder and see if I can. Okay. One thing about fabric, it kind of stretches. I'll show you what I mean in just a second. Okay. You can see right here, when I measured it, it just barely came over the edge. And now it goes like that. and sticks out really far. And I don't really want it to stick out that far. So I'm going to let that dry a little bit, and I'm going to find my pinky shears and use them right down there. Okay. All right. It's not a beautiful cutting job, but anyway. All right. Well, there's one spread ready to go. Goodness, excuse me. Thanks, Holly. All right, let me find a cough drop here. Oops. That doesn't work. I don't want that one now. Because I promise you my floor is not clean enough to eat off of it. Okay. Now that one, I really want to let it dry some. So we're going to move over and do something different. Okay. You know what I just thought of? I was planning to treat this like a spread and this like a spread. And I could still do that, I guess. But I wondered if I shouldn't treat this one and this one as individuals and do this as a spread. Thanks, Lucia. Yeah, I love Monet too. I do. It's nice to have that in there. Unfortunately, probably it'll be covered up, but at least I know it's got something pretty on it. Okay. Let's see. That kind of changes things when I realize that these are not the same size as the rest of these. They're a little wider, which is good when you're building the book, but it's not. So let's just go ahead and do this one. I think it will be, won't it, Laura? I think I want to use map pages for this one. Can you see that? Okay, good. So we're going to cut these and use them for this one. So let's find a fabric that will go good with them. Whoa, the camera didn't like that. Okay, fussy camera. Is this one better? Oh, that's pretty because it's got some blue in it. I think we'll use this one. Okay, we're going to use this flower with the, well, this one does too, though. Oh, I like that one better. So we're going to use this one with the map pages. I did not. Ooh, I would love to. I'll have to go look for that. Thanks, Susan. Okay, I'm going to use this and this. So I'm going to set that right there. And we're going to do the 6.5 by 9.5. Okay. Trying to decide. Okay. This one, no, because then it'd be sideways. I don't want it sideways. Well, I'm going to have to do it this way if I want it the way I want it. Okay. Now we hope I didn't mess up. Okay. And now I want to cut this edge because this is what I really want right here. This part. Well, I say that, and then it would be fun, now that I'm looking at it, to have the okay. I should have gone 9 3/4. But we're just going to be happy with it anyway. Or we could do it sideways, and I could cut it bigger. I'm making a lap book, Melissa. Let me finish cutting these pages, then I'll show you kind of what it is. Okay. Let's go to there. And oh, I wasn't thinking. Okay, we're going to have to do them individually here. Okay, I marked it. Where did I mark it? Oh, right there. Okay. Okay. So I've got this piece to go right here. And I like that. And then let's see what we can try to match that size over here. Hi, Elizabeth. It's good to see you. Okay. So we've got this page and this page. And then we're going to have this fabric in between them. So that's how we're going to do this side. But let me show Melissa what we're doing because she didn't know what we're doing. So I'll just set those aside for a second. What we're making is called a lap book, Melissa. And it's a book made out of 3 books, or at least this one's made out of 3. You don't have to have 3. You can do it out of 2. And you put the spines, you attach them together so that they flip open, and then you fill them full of pockets and flip, folders and all kinds of different things where you can store stuff, or you can just make it like a journal that's interactive. So that's kind of what it is, an interactive journal. And that's what we're working on right now. This is the third session that we've worked on this. And the other two are not last week's live stream, but the two live streams I did before that are, and they'll say Lapbook on them if you want to go look at them. Hi, Sandra. So now we're just getting our base down, and then we're going to add in all our goodies starting next week. And I'm planning to do, I don't know if I'll do one page, one thing, or if I'll do one spread per week. I think it's probably going to end up being just one page per week. That way we can not try to rush. If we do two things, it might make us rush too much. I don't know. We'll just see. I'll plan two for the first one, and then we will see if we can do two or not. Some of them I think will take a lot more work than others, and so there might be times when we can do one and times when we have to, when we can do two, and other times when we can only get one done. Okay, I'm putting that right on that crease there so that hopefully my fabric will go all the way to that point. And now we'll do this one. Oh. Sandra, I think I said hello to you, but just in case, I'm going to say it again because I can't remember. Isn't that terrible? I'm sorry. If you get the edges good, you don't have to have a terrible lot of this glue out in the middle. It holds really well. So far, Holly, it's not bothering me at all with what I'm doing. I'm being careful. But if it starts to get sore, then I will stop. That's the point they told me. I have to stop and go sit down and relax. So, but so far, I'm doing great. But thank you for caring. I appreciate that. I do sometimes need people to remind me that I have to be good, but I feel like I'm doing really good right now. I'm not doing any movements that hurt it. It's reaching up and out and pulling and pushing and reaching to the right that hurt. This doesn't bother me at all. So, I'm still taking the treatments, but I've got 2 more to go. I had one today, the laser treatments, but they feel pretty certain that I'm going to be good after that. So. Oh, well, yay. Well, you're already ahead of the game then. You can just join right in and play. Okay, last time, you know how it grew when I glued it down? So this time I'm not going to cut it as long as I did last time. And hopefully it's long enough. Okay, I think that is going to be so pretty right there. I love it. And that's when it's deciding to ravel, but we're just going to go with it anyway. Okay. I think so, Sandra. I think it's going to be nice. I don't know if you were here when I talked about it, but I'm planning for the inside to decorate this um, with a floral botanical theme. To me, flowers and botanical, I mean, they go together. So when I say botanical, I'm including flowers, but I know a lot of other people don't. So that's why I'm saying both the things right now. But the I forgot what I was going to say. I guess it wasn't important. Oh, I was going to do half and half like I did last time, and I didn't. Oh, well. We'll just hope we can do it quickly. Be sure to go take your glue down the ditch. Okay. And those of you that weren't here when I started this project may not know, but my plan is to use this kind of as a gathering place. Um, and so that's why I'm going to have a lot of pockets and things like that, because right here I'm going to have like a Midori style thing where you can put a journal in, a single signature journal, and then when you do that, you can fill it up with the things for that journal, and then you can go and play with that journal, so it can be a gathering place. And then after you get that journal put together, then you can take it out and start collecting stuff for another journal. So that's my thought on how to use it. Okay. That one worked out pretty good. Oh. All right, now I've got to let this one kind of dry some before we move on this side. This one's still a little damp, but I think I can go ahead and close this for now and work inside. I'm wondering if I shouldn't put some wax paper right in there. Oh, goodness. I don't know where my wax paper is. Oh, dear. I'm glad you like that idea. I think it's going to be a neat thing. Okay. S. Sanders. I guess I'll just call you Sanders. I don't know. Don't know what S stands for. If you want to tell us, then we'll try to remember to call you that. But okay. Okay. We're just gonna hope that I'm right and that's okay. And we're gonna let this one sit. A little bit more. So we're gonna work over here, and then we'll come do this side and this side at that point. But now I do have to make that decision. Oops. Sheila. Okay, I'm going to write that down, Sheila, because I am not good at remembering it. I got a little list right here. Yay. All right. Maybe I'll remember now that I wrote it down somewhere. Okay, I'm thinking that what I want to do is make this page match this page, and then make these two pages match. So it'll still be coordinated when it's open all the way like this. That's kind of what I'm thinking at this moment, which is different from what I originally planned. Anyway, hi Mary, I'm glad you're here. So things are constantly changing. So if I do that, then I've got I really need to be able to shut that. Let me dry this a little bit. I really need to be able to shut this so that I can plan. I'm not good at planning when I can't see. I don't usually use the heat gun on glue, but anyway, hopefully that'll be all right. Okay, so if we do that, and then let me pull this out. Too much stuff. And then do this in the middle. Then we can do, yeah, this is going to work good. Okay, let's do this. I think I'm happy right now. I just figured out what I like. Okay, then I can do this fabric between those two and between these two. And then I just have to choose something for in the middle here. And I don't need any of these anymore because these are too skinny to go in the middle there, so I can get them out of the way. And choose something to go in between these two. Now I've got like this, which we will kind of mimic these pages here as the center. This is kind of thick though. So it'll look kind of something like this. Oh, let me back off a little bit so you can see that better maybe. So do y'all think that looks like a good plan for the middle? Let me know what you think. Okay. Well, there are 2 sessions before this. And then there's also a couple of individual videos where I talk about it and where so I think I've got them all in a playlist. That's the Lapbook playlist. So if you want to look at that Lapbook playlist, Mary, I'll put this video in it too. I think I've got all the live streams where I've talked about it, and then the individual videos. I think they're all in that playlist. That's the Lapbook play, making a Lapbook, or let's make a Lapbook, or something like that. So y'all like this? Okay. Oh, I'm glad you're going to do the Lapbook with us, Mary. We're going to do it in May, probably May and June. All right. Do we want to continue to put the fabric on the outside like we did on the other 2, or do we want to put it underneath? I'm kind of liking it on the outside, but I just thought I'd see what y'all think. Susan just wants to punch holes in something or everything. Well, okay. Go right ahead. Thank you, Janet. When we get through here and I add this to the playlist, I'll check and make sure the other ones are all in there, because I wouldn't be surprised if I forgot to stick one in sometime. Okay. On the outside for consistency. Well, I agree. So let's put this up there and that up there. And we're going to start by cutting these to go on these outside edges. And I think I want to keep this part because it's aged so pretty on there. So it would be like this for this one. Okay. So we want, let's see, how long do we want it to be? I'm just going to measure it instead of relying on what I did before, because I'm not positive that will go as far as I want it to go. So okay, didn't want to go over that edge, so all right. I think that needs to take off just a little bit more, but let's go ahead and no, actually that turns out good. Okay. And then we want to go to right here. So we'll put a little crease there. Okay. So here's our 2 pages. Get those out of the way. And I just realized this one's okay, but this one comes down too far, so I'm going to have to trim it like I had to do before. Oh, okay. That Tyvek doesn't really want to cut. And my knife is coming out. That's not a good thing either. Okay. It is acting like the autofocus is on, but I have the autofocus turned off, so I don't know. I don't know what to do. I'll go check it just to be sure, but I always keep it turned off. So let me check. Let me check. I don't want your eyes to be going crazy. I've noticed it too some. I'm just pretty sure I have the autofocus turned off, and so I didn't think there was anything else I could do. Okay, come on, come on, come on. Yeah, the autofocus is off, so I can't fix it. I'm sorry. Okay, we're going to put that one there and this one here. And I didn't cut quite enough off down there. And it probably won't matter because the fabric will probably cover it up. But anyway. do a little surgery. Okay, maybe that'll work. Yeah, I don't want them to attack either, Janet. Okay, let's do this one first. And it may have something to do with me moving the camera up and down. I think that happened once before when I changed the camera. I just moved it manually. But unfortunately, when I'm streaming, for some reason, I can't use the Zoom or anything that's in the. Okay, I should have checked something here. Okay. Huh. Let me see where I've got this one going. Yeah, right there. Okay. All right. They'll at least be the same, even if they're wrong. Okay. Whoops. I'm not sure what happened there, but let's see. All right. Oh, thank you, Susan. I'll check her out. I watched some of what she does. I've seen her flip through lap books before, but I haven't actually seen her make one. So I need to go back and look at that. Because for the inside, I'm going to be looking to a lot of different people for ideas. And then when I decide what I want to do, we'll do it. So each week I'm going to look around and find something that looks fun to do that week. And okay, let's. All right, I'm trying to figure this out here. And then let's go ahead and go to here. All right. See, that's the problem with this, is that it won't fit in there. So I have to cut up some, and I cannot cut straight. So we'll just hope that I'm not cutting too far and gonna mess it up. All right. So let's cut right here. And then right there. Okay, and let's put it on here and see what we think. All right, and then I'm just going to cut this one to match this one. All righty. Good night, Mary. Sleep well. Hi, Janice. I guess I missed you when you came in. I'm glad you're here. Yeah, cats were the aliens at our house, too. They certainly were. Of course, now we have a lot of cats because the neighborhood cats now come hide under our porch since our dog is gone, which is frustrating because the last thing I want is some cats deciding to have babies under my house. Okay. Okay. Alrighty. And now we're going to do the same thing to this one. Okay, let's check this out, make sure it's all right. Let's check this one out, make sure it's okay. I didn't want anything to glue together while I was working on this. Okay, 3 strips of fabric and we're done, at least for tonight. Hi, Tanya. You already got yours ready? Of course, I have a couple of more spines than you do. Oh. Oh, I can't wait to see, Tanya. I can't wait to see. Okay, where are my scissors? Okay, there's one. Hi, Beth. Let me get these finished clipping here, and I'll show you what we've done so far before we glue down the rest of the fabric for the spines. I need to trim that one just a little bit more. Yeah. All right. Okay. And then we're going to put this piece. Will it fit? No, it's going to have to go this direction. Okay. And I am going to use my pinking shears for this because this will fray badly compared to that other fabric. Not that I care overly much, but okay. And we're going to go from here to there. And this is going to be the part that it's not going to be easy because I can't cut straight. So I'm going to have to go very slowly. Let's see if that's not too terrible. I've definitely done worse. Okay. Oh, well, it's a little late now, Janice. You tell me what to do and I don't look and then I don't know. But I'm just going to be happy with it like this. I think that looks fine. Okay, except right there. Okay. All right. Are you still here, Beth? I was going to show you what we've done so far. Here's our book from the outside. And then we put this paper and fabric in on this side. And then the middle is going to look like this. And then we'll have those fabrics that we're fixing to put on there. And then this side looks like this. So that's my insides. Hi, Julie. I'm glad you like it. I like it too. I'm happy. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and glue. I'm going to do the center one first, just because. Just because. Okay. Thank you, Tanya. Thank you, Gloria. I'm just going to go this far with it to begin with. Thank you, Laura. Thanks, Janice. Thank you, Janet. I appreciate you. It is beautiful, isn't it? Let me find the bag so I can tell you. Her name is Kim, and her channel is Kim's Vintage Rose Creations. I think that's the name of her channel. Anyway, she did a sale, and this was some of the fabric I got in her sale. Like I needed more fabric, but it was pretty. So. Come on. Uh-oh. This is going to buckle a little bit when you, because it's not gluing down right there. Maybe I just wasn't being forceful enough. We'll see. Okay. This doesn't want to glue down as easy as that cotton fabric. Probably should have put more glue than I did for the cotton fabric, and I used about the same amount of glue. We just have to be patient with it. Huh. Well, that's weird because I just watched it, and let me look here. I don't know if that's the same. Let me see. That's the one, the link I put into that to Laurie's Hearts book video earlier, and it was working then because I put it in. You know, I checked it out before I put it in, but um, if it's not working now, then I don't know. Oh, this is something different. I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about Laurie's Hearts book that I was going to be working on. I'm sorry. I wasn't paying enough attention. Maybe I need to just add some more glue in that ditch because it is not catching. Let's just get the ditch good, and then we can come back and work on the other. Good night, Barb. Thank you. I appreciate that. Okay. Let's do some. I'm just going to hold it like this a minute. See if that's any better. Hi, Dawn. I'm glad you're here. Well, good. Well, you're not that far behind because I haven't. This is just, I'm just finally getting the insides started. Did you need something, hon?
I finally got the geometry.
Okay. I'm sorry. Geometry's horrible. I'm sorry. This is hint. Don't use thick upholstery fabric. It does not want to glue down. I promise, Janet. I promise. Right now, to be honest, it's my back that's bothering me. It's not my shoulder. Because while my shoulder was needing to rest, my back was getting a break, and it's not real happy with having to go back to work too. Well, I'll tell her, but I don't know if she'll listen. She did algebra 1 and she did algebra 2, and she didn't like them, but geometry's worse. So, and I would think the geometry would be easier for her because she's got such a good sense of I don't know, visual stuff, but anyway. I almost got it now, Holly. I'm just telling y'all to use a different fabric. It's almost down now. In fact, I'm going to let it just sit right there while I work on this one. And I'm going to do this one the same way just because this spine's not as wide as the other ones were. And so it's gonna, I can cover up more with it. So I'm gonna okay, let's start with this. Trying to line that up. Okay. When we get through with this, I'm gonna go ahead and get off, but um, I do want to get this step done. These extra little spines I added in to connect the 3 books together are kind of weird when you try to. Okay, well, what's going on there? It's working everywhere but that spot right there. Okay. Hi, Teresa. I'm glad you're here. Okay. We're almost there. So far, so good. Okay, I'm gonna let that lay just like that for a second. And I'll have to go back and move it in a minute because I don't want it to stick shut. But okay. Okay, did Sandra have a question? There are 3 spines, but one of them connects. Well, no, there are actually 5 spines because this book, this is one book here, and it's connected to this book by this little spine that I added in. So that's an extra spine. But when you look at the book shut, it doesn't really look like it's got an extra spine. Um, I don't know if that makes any sense. But if you'll watch my previous videos, they'll show you how I did that. And you don't have to do it that way. A lot of people just, well, in fact, I haven't ever seen anybody try to do it this way. I just have to be difficult. So, but most people do it with 2 books. I just wanted to try this. I had this in my head. And so when I get something in my head, it's hard for me to say, oh, everybody else is doing it with 2. I'll just do it with 2. I just go ahead and do what I wanted to do. But I'm perfectly fine if everybody else does it with 2, that nobody has to do 3 if they don't want to. That's just what I'm doing. Thank you, Laura. Okay, I'm going to turn this around so I can work on that, and I can open this back up and not let it stick to itself. Okay. I think I'm going to wait just a minute before I move forward because that really needs to stick there good before I start trying to press it down on the other side. Absolutely, Susan. Just do what makes you happy. Which is, that's one reason why I'm not following one specific person when I do this. And it's fine with me if y'all don't do, if y'all do some, go look and do what, some of what Nick does and some of what Amy does at Al John. They both have playlists, and I listed those on the first live stream so you could find them. And you don't have to do what I'm doing. I'm not following exactly what either one of them are doing, but they're inspiring me, and that's all I want to do is inspire you to have fun and make your own. All I had to do is say I was going to make one, and that inspired Susan. She didn't have to watch me do anything. She just went and did it. And I think that's great. Is yours finished now, Susan? I was thinking that you already finished yours. Mine's Lisa style, yeah. Thank you, Laura. You're sweet. That's right. Everybody puts their own twist to it. And that's what we're supposed to do. That's what we're supposed to do. Okay. Okay. There she is. Oh, that's a good idea, Susan. Leave some space for something else because you're always going to see new ideas. People are coming up with new ideas every day or stealing them from somewhere else. All right. Well, there's the inside, and there's those flaps. And this is where we're at right now. So I'm going to kind of leave it like this and let it do its thing and dry. And then, except that one's not wanting to, let me stick something underneath there. I've got something somewhere, don't I? There we go. Let's stick this under there. Same thing over here. And we'll let all those things, those hinges dry. Okay. I thank y'all for coming. I'm glad you like it. And next week we will choose a page. I don't know which page, whichever one I'm inspired by at the time, and we'll play. We'll make something fun to go inside it. I'm going to only use, I'm not going to put signatures in it except for the one that goes in the spine that's removable. All I'm going to do is put some like file folders and pockets and tucks and different things on each of these. And some of them will fold out and have several things in that space. So it's not going to be signatures except for the one that you put in the middle, and then you fill this, or at least this is what I'm going to do with it. I'm going to fill all these pockets with things as I gather them up to go in this book. And then when I work in the book, then I will go back and take it out and I'll fill it with new stuff for a different book. So that's my plan. Now, whether it works out like that in the end or not, I don't know. But right now, that's my plan. So God bless you all, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.